Hello everyone, myself Rahul, and today I'm here with my friend Ketan to give a presentation for the course of Basics of Leadership, and we have chosen the person as Arsene Wenger. So, I'll start with a question. Why do we need leaders? If you put a group of highly talented people in a room, whether they are software engineers, surgeons, or athletes, why isn't talent enough? The answer is, without a leader, institutions default to the status quo. They rely on historical momentum, gut feeling, and outdated traditions. A great leader is a person who walks into the room, sees the future of the industry before anyone else does, and builds the operational machinery to get there. Today, I want to talk about such a person who has proved his concept on the global stage. His name is Arsene Wenger. If you know football, you know him as the legendary manager of Arsenal. But his story is not just a sports story, it's a masterclass in change management, logistics, and system disruption. When he arrived in London in 1996, the media mocked him with the headline Arsene Who? English football was an archaic, insular institution with rampant drinking culture with zero sports science. Wenger looked at his chaos and decided to build a machine. Wenger's first act of leadership wasn't giving a fiery speech. It was changing the environment. Transformational leaders know that you cannot demand elite performance in a subpar environment. He banned alcohol, he brought in nutritionists, changed diets from fast food to boiled chicken, he introduced biomechanics and osteopaths. The establishment laughed at him, but within 2 years, his team won the league and the cup double. His system simply outlasted the opposition's tradition. But fixing the culture was just phase one. To sustain success, every leader must understand supply chain logistics. Wenger realized that English talent market was overpriced, so he built a global intelligence network. He found inefficiencies in the market, buying undervalued struggling players from Italy and France, players like Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry, and placed them into his highly optimized system. He turned $1 million players into $50 million assets. That is the hallmark of elite leadership, finding immense value where our competitors only see flaws. Next, we'll move to his one of the greatest achievements, that is, coaching the Arsenal to make the Invincibles. All of his systems building culminated in the 2003-2004 season, resulting in what is arguably considered the greatest single achievement in modern team sport, the Invincibles. Over 38 grueling Premier League matches played in brutal English winter, Arsenal recorded 26 wins, 12 draws, and 0 losses. To this day, Arsenal is the only team who has ever achieved this feat in Premier League. But I want you to look at this not as a football achievement, but as a staggering feat of leadership. Going undefeated for 9 months is not about physical talent, it's also about psychology mastery. The greatest enemy of a successful company or a team is complacency. When you are winning, human nature tells you to relax. Wenger's brilliancy was in his ability to manage 25 massive egos, keeping them hyper focused on collective immortality rather than individual statistics. He cultivated a standard of absolute perfection, proving that when a leader perfectly aligns culture, talent, and tactical execution, the result is literally invincible. Now, my friend Ketan will be taking over.
Hello everyone, myself Ketan, and as Rahul did talk about the Invincible, how they win, how they have 26 wins, 0 losses, and 12 draws. Now we are going to come upon the case study, the stadium transition. Transition. Uh, as a story that the story that Rahul talk about, it would, if the story ended there, it would be remembered purely as a tactical genius, the Arsene Wenger. But the true measure of a leader is what they do when the money runs out. By 2006, the Arsenal realized their stadium was too small to compete with the rising billionaire owners in the sport. They needed to build the 60,000 seat Emirates Stadium, requiring almost 400 million pounds of debt. When the club went to the banks, the financiers looked at the volatility of sports and refused the loan. They only agreed to front the money on one condition. Wenger had to sign a 5-year contract. The banks didn't trust the corporate board, they trusted Wenger's operational system. For the next 10 years, Wenger had to act as a corporate architect. While rivals spent endless millions, he had to sell his best player to pay the stadium mortgage, replacing them with a cheap youth. Yet, against the impossible odds, he never missed out on the top four Champions League qualification. He kept the revenue flowing. So, uh, this era requires a critical analysis of his leadership. The public who only sees his trophies heavily criticize him during this time and they call him outdated and stubborn. The transformation leadership shown by the Wenger did not simply manage a team, he rewired the cultural expectation of an entire country's sporting industry. He fundamentally changed how athletes uh, behaved, how clubs operated, and how the game was played on the pitch. But looking through the lens of servant leadership, we see the truth. The Wenger acted as a human said. He absorbed the anger of millions of fans, protecting the board of directors, and maintaining absolute financial discipline. He sacrificed his own win rate, his own glory, to ensure the institution didn't uh, go bankrupt. He did the hardest job a leader can do. He suffered in the present to secure the organization's future. Uh, the criticism of later years, the public memory is often short. It celebrates visible trophies and immediate success, but punishes periods of transition, stabilization, and austerity. The reality was the Wenger acted as a formulator, financier, and a psychologist. His consciously sacrificed his personal legacy and managerial reputation to ensure Arsenal survived its most vulnerable economic period during the stadium move. To conclude, Arsene Wenger's legacy is a modern sports industry itself. The sports scientists, the data analysts, the global scouting networks, he normalized all of it. He showed us that whether you are running a football club, a tech startup, or a Fortune 500 company, true leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It is about having the vision to see the future, the discipline to build the system to get there, and the courage to protect those systems at all costs. Thank you.